Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Today's a double upload day. Yes, I haven't done one of these in a while. I haven't even used this background since before the Euros, to be honest, so I'm glad it's back. We're back to talking about other football teams as well as just Chelsea, which I will be talking about in the second video later today, where we will round up today's news, as news is coming in thick and fast for Chelsea Football Club. Now Chelsea are officially in business. We aren't on the sidelines watching anymore, but talking about one team that haven't been on the sidelines since the beginning of the transfer window, and not just this window, this dates back to last year, let alone the previous transfer window. We're talking 2 windows back. Manchester United. I thought it would be a good chance and a good opportunity to come on and give my perspective, especially as a Chelsea fan from the outside looking in, of what Man United possess now after they have bought Jadon Sancho. They have now bought Raphael Varane. They are on the brink, it seems like, of getting Trippier from Atletico Madrid to Man United. So what are Man United doing, and what is it going to do for them, and how is this going to impact the rest of us? And from the outside looking in, what's the opinion, from a non-Man United fan? Are we threatened? Are we scared? Are we not? Are we, what's the overall consensus? Let me tell you this. I look at Man United and they have a top team. Let's have it right, yeah? I'm not going to throw any bants. I'm not going to try and put any shots in this video. I'm going to be as honest and as unbiased as I possibly can be. Some of you know me. I like to throw a little dig here and there, a little bit of banter, whether you're an Arsenal fan, United fan, Tottenham fan especially, Man City, Liverpool, contenders. And well, I say contenders, I'd mentioned Spurs. See, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to do that. For Man United, I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to speak what I feel is the truth. And Man United have a good team, especially when you look at them on paper. Solid team, top players. When you look at some of their lads, especially like a Pogba, for example, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, who has been instrumental for them despite the amount of penalties he has scored. But regardless, instrumental for them. And you just look at the whole setup. It's a very, very good squad. It's a powerful squad, and it's a squad that you look at, especially as I've said on paper, and you expect them to compete for titles, for trophies. Now, the one issue that I think many from the outside looking in have with this United team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and whether he can actually take this team to the level that they should be at. Now, when you look at last season, and you look at what they achieved, they'd actually done well. They'd done well. As much as we like to undermine them for not actually winning anything, they got to the Europa League final and lost to Villarreal. We like to banter about that a little bit, but they still got to Europa League final, albeit, yes, Man United should be Champions League, worthy every single season. They're back in it now, so we'll see what they'll do. They got second place in the Premier League. Some will probably say, you know what, the other teams fell off. The only ones that were consistent were Man City. So United didn't really have anyone to compete with. But at the end of the day, you can only play against who's in front of you. And you can only compete against who you're competing with. There's some things that are out of your control, out of your factor, regardless of how other teams are playing. You can only focus on yourselves. Man United, at the end of the day, with a squad that, looked like was struggling at the beginning of the campaign, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who we know isn't that fantastic of a manager, still managed to get second, especially finishing ahead of Liverpool, who went into, I don't know what it was, but they looked like they just fell off. It looked like all of them went on holiday and the players got cloned or something, because for about 7-8 games, Liverpool were just losing. Don't know what happened there. Don't know. I still can't explain it to this day. But Man United still finished second. And that's a good achievement. Now, you think about that United team that finished second and what they have on paper. You add Sancho. You add Varane. You possibly add Trippier. It's a big improvement. And I think all the eyes will be on Sancho. Now, what will Sancho do in the Premier League? That is the one question here. Now, personally, I can only speak for myself, and I can only speak for my gut feeling and for my analysis and what I can see for myself. I look at Sancho and I'm not quite sure if he's going to have the impact that I think Man United fans are thinking he's going to have. I think he might start off slow. You can clip me, you can do what you want, but we'll see when the season starts. I think he might start off slow. I think eventually he'll get into the rhythm, but I think for the first 6 months of the season, I don't feel like, pure gut feeling, I don't feel like Sancho's going to light up the show like I think everyone's expecting him to. But he will still contribute. And he's still an improvement of what they have, especially on the wings at the moment. I think that's going to be a significant improvement. You look at Varane. I think Varane brings so much experience. Despite his age, he's not in his 30s. Despite his age, I think that it would be a significant improvement to have him in your back line compared to the defenders that Man United have at the moment. You know, they needed some bowstring. They needed some iron, some proper defending, you know, in that back line. And I think Varane is going to help provide that for sure. So that's two departments that they're improving in. Trippier coming in, we saw what he did at Spurs, decent. We've seen what he done at Atletico, decent. And to be honest, at Atletico, he's actually played quite well. For England, decent, not fantastic, but decent. You know, I'm not entirely too scared of Trippier, if I'm honest. I think he'll be a good addition, but I'm not entirely scared of him going into the United team. Luke Shaw, but Trippier, to be honest, in that back line might have a good cohesion going on, so we'll see what happens if Trippier does end up going to Man United. But what I do want to say, Man United's main position that I feel like they need to improve, and if they don't, there's something missing, is central midfield. It's central midfield. Simple as that. Right now, when you have all of that talent and you're having to rely on McFred, as many like to call him, McFred, McTominay and Fred, right? There's a problem. There's a problem. You need a world-class, creative midfielder there. Someone that can defend solid and someone that can make things happen. You know, there's a Bruno Fernandes there. There's a Pogba. But they need that DM as far as I'm concerned. Someone that can shut shop. And as long as they get that, that is when I'm going to take Man United very seriously. And will consider them title contenders. If they sort that one position out. That's the one area that I think they're lacking. If they sort that out, honestly, everyone's on notice. Everyone's on notice. Man United will be a force to reckon with. Now, my one and main hesitation to why I can't right now look at Man United as title contenders is the manager. That's the main thing. Now, some are probably going to be thinking, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to improve. He's learning and he's adapting. And to be honest, fair play to him, because compared to the start of last season to how he ended the season, significant improvement. Significant. But I've heard Man United fans explain this, that it's not necessarily down to Ole. That it's down to the team and to the chemistry improving and to the players themselves getting that job done. Not necessarily what Ole was contributing in terms of tactics or analysis or insight. It was the players. Now, I'm not a Man United fan. I can't really comment. I don't watch them week in, week out to the point where I know how they're training. I hear from Man United fans myself, and that's the consensus that I get. From the outside looking in, as I've said, to be honest, it does look like Ole is not quite there. And if they were to bring in a top manager, Man United will be title favourites. Right now, 100%. 100%. They'd be up there with Man City, with a Chelsea, if they get the striker situation sorted. If they do that, they'll be title favourites too. They'll be up there, competing for the title. But right now, the one saving grace that I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has is his right-hand man, Mike Phelan. For those who don't know Mike Phelan, bald lad, number 2 at Man United. He was the assistant to Sir Alex Ferguson for many years. So he's been there through literally everything. Every sort of success, every sort of failure, this, that and the other. Mike Phelan has been there, seen it, done it. And right now I think the experience that he brings, especially from a manager like Alex Ferguson, who was just constantly winning, it helps Ole a lot to have that support system there. And if Ole makes a mistake, Mike Phelan is there to pick it right up, because he'll be able to suss it out immediately. And if it wasn't for that, I think you'd see Ole getting a lot more. I want to say getting more exposed. You know, in the same way that we saw Lampard, for example, and his inexperience get exposed. The same way that we're seeing Arteta and many Arsenal fans complaining about his lack of experience, the way he's getting exposed. Those sort of exposures you're not quite seeing with Ole, and I think a big part of that is because of Mike Phelan next to him. So, you know, if you remove Ole and you bring in a top manager, you know, you got to take United seriously. Now, is Oli going to, you know, improve significantly in such a short amount of time? I don't think so. This is why I'm not entirely too threatened from Man United at the moment. But what I do want to say is right now, the signings that they are making is definitely a step in the right direction. And we'll see how they do. But what I do feel, my gut instinct, and United fans, if you're watching, let me know if I'm right or you think I'm wrong. The first 6 months, I don't think we're going to get that much from the United team. I think we're going to get more of the same as we saw towards the end of last season, and then possibly starting to get into the run of things. But for the first maybe half a year, half a season, up until Christmas, let's say, I think we're going to get United just as we already know them. With Sancho trying to adapt, with Varane adapting, even though I think for him it might be a little easier in defence. We'll see. But let me know. What do you think? Do you think Man United will be title contenders? Do you think they are there in the mix of it? Do you think that they have a good enough team now? Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is good enough to lead them to glory? Or do you think that he's not? Let me know. I'd love to know which opinion you have. If I'm predicting right now, and I'll give you my season predictions when it comes to it, but right now from just from a high level, right? Just Man United and what I think they're going to do. Top 4. Absolutely. I'd be surprised if they don't finish top 4. But I think top 4, absolutely. Champions League, possibly last 16. And I think that could be it. Maybe a quarter-final. Maybe. But I think that would be it. That's all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And don't forget to check out video number 2 later today in regards to Chelsea FC, and we'll see what we are doing on our side of things. So I'll see all of you then. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.